so cruel. Now you're older, still a youngin', but you're playing it cool.
Hello everyone, this is Emma Piche and you're tuned in to Spartan Youth Radio. I'm on Skype with Canadian Space Agency astronaut Chris Hadfield. Chris is the upcoming commander of the International Space Station. He's not in space yet, but is currently training in Russia. This is Spartan Youth Radio Ground Control. Do you read us, Chris?
Emma, I read you loud and clear, even from all the way over here. Thanks.
Well, your training takes you to Japan, US, Europe, and Canada, of course. But you're in Russia, so it's an international endeavor. What's it like to work with the best of the best from across the planet?
Emma, that's the best part. The life of an astronaut is only occasionally flying in space. The vast majority of the time, of course, is training on the ground, getting ready, and helping other people fly in space, working in mission control or in crew support. I've been an astronaut for 18 and a half years, and I've only been in space for 22 days. So the people that you work with are really important, like in any job. And one of the beauties of the space program, especially the astronaut, the human side of the space program, is the people that it attracts. Smart, motivated, interested, and interesting people that are in the program. It's amazing to be the dumbest guy in the room all the time, to be working with all these great people from all around the planet, people who had a similar motivation to when I was a kid, who were drawn to this great human adventure as we're starting to leave our planet. And they challenge you all the time. You become a better informed and a more motivated person just almost by osmosis, by the people that are around you. It's really the best part.
So you're going to be living on the International Space Station. How do you prepare? Like, what specifics do you go into?
Well, it's a lot of specifics and a lot of general stuff. Of course, I'm going to be the commander of the spaceship, so a lot of what I focus on is taking care of the other astronauts and cosmonauts on board. We'll be 6 people living on board the International Space Station away from the Earth. So their lives are intertwined with my own, and we really have to take care of each other. So a large part of what I'm doing is getting ready for taking care of the people. I'm also, of course, very much involved with the technical side. The space station is a very, very complicated, it's hardly even a vehicle. It's more like a huge building and a collection of laboratories. So you have to learn how everything works, because there's only 6 of us. We have to be able to fix everything. We also have a suite of, at any given moment, about 100 experiments running on board. You have to be trained on all of those experiments, everything from growing trees to understand how wood develops without gravity, right through to using the external observatories to look for neutron stars through the universe. And then the last part is the vehicle that takes us up and down. I'm helping to fly a Russian Soyuz rocket ship up and down. And so I have to learn to fly that ship up and down, the capsule, and you have to learn to do that in Russian. So I have to learn the Russian language and then have to learn all the specifics of that vehicle to be able to operate it in Russian with the Russian crew. So there's a whole myriad of things that we study in preparation for spaceflight. It takes many years in order to be able to do it right. And that's what I'm in the thick of now, getting ready for the launch, which right now is about November 30th of 2012 and through to landing in maybe the end of May, early June of 2013.
Well, space exploration isn't really a 9-to-5 job, right? So what are some of the more demanding and rewarding things about being an astronaut?
Yeah, it's not really a job at all. It becomes your life. It is who you are. Being an astronaut, you're a public figure, so you lose your anonymity wandering through Canada or a lot of places in the world. People know who I am, like anybody else whose face has been in the media. So that affects your life and the lives of your family to some degree. But mostly it's positive. People are interested in the things that I'm getting a chance to do and supportive of the things I do. So most of the people I talk to really want to know what it's like, and that's a lot of fun to talk about. The job, I work generally 5 or 6 days a week. I work all day and then do homework at night, especially here in Russia. I tend to work 7 days a week. And most of it is study, preparation, and training. We do a little bit of what I'm doing right now, letting people know what it is we're up to through the media. But the vast majority of the life of an astronaut is study, preparation, simulation, training, and trying to keep all that stuff in your head so that something my instructor tells me today about some esoteric detail of the Soyuz rendezvous system, I can remember 2 years from now if we have a failure as we're coming up to the space station, so that I can pull that detail out at the right moment and help save the day. Trying to prioritize and keep all that stuff in my head, that's one of the hardest things, especially when your training is international and spread over a matter of several years. It's a lot of fun. It's really interesting. It's very much what I wanted to do since I was a kid, but it definitely takes a lot of work and sort of a lifetime commitment.
You've been pretty lucky. In the whole of human history, a tiny fraction of 1% have ever seen our planet from space. It's probably an expected question, but what was it like? Could you describe it for us land-dwelling souls?
And it's like magic. There's a couple things going on simultaneously that make it magic. Number one is you're weightless, which is just someone took away gravity. It's so much fun. It makes you laugh. You can fly. You can float. You can do 1,000 somersaults. You can move. You could move the whole space shuttle around with your fingertips because everything is floating weightless with you. So there's a great beauty and grace and almost a ballet feeling to all of the movements that happen without gravity. And when you float over to the window, the world is just roaring by underneath you. We're going 8 kilometers a second. We go from Vancouver to Halifax in 10 minutes. So you go around the world every 90 minutes. So every time you float by one of the portholes or the windows on the space station, there's some other part of the world. Hawaii goes by, or you get to see Mount Everest 100 times, or you watch over 6 months, you get to watch the seasons change. We're going to be up there while the Earth goes halfway around the sun, so we'll see winter move from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. Get to know the whole world, like I know the places that I grew up in Canada. So the combination of doing a difficult job and running all the experiments, but at the same time flying around like Superman or like a Jonathan Livingston Seagull or something, and then with the whole world like a magic carpet every time you go by the window, it's just an intoxicating combination of things. Just a huge, you say I was lucky, I know how lucky I am to be one of the first humans to see that and to try and open doors for other Canadians, for other people to have a chance to see that in the future. It's just an amazing experience. We try and share it through images, through words, through IMAX films, just to try and bring back some of the magic that exists by living in space.